Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic in our MusicTown studios here on the second floor of Hockeytown in downtown Detroit. Welcome and Happy New Year. It is now 2020, and I couldn't think of a better band to start off another year of some great interviews and music with this band. Welcome to Honey Monsoon. Hello.
Thanks for having us.
This is Anna. Hi, Anna. Thank you for coming in, and we'll get all the guys in their names and introduce all of them in a moment here because they are a big part of the band. So, thanks to all of you coming in today. And I know this is not the full band, correct?
It's most the full band.
Oh, okay.
Our bassist,
the core.
Yeah, it's the core of the band.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tim's sitting in with us. We're really excited to have him. Our bassist Binho, he moved back to Brazil in the fall, so we're really excited to have Tim here filling in and making music with us today.
Okay. All right. So Tim on bass, temporary.
Maybe not temporary.
Okay.
He's a forever friend. So a friend of the band. Yes.
All right. Well, let's go around and we may as well just everybody want to give their names or.
I'm Taylor. I play the drums.
I'm Sam, and I play the guitar.
I'm Tim. I play bass.
Awesome. Okay.
And I'm Anna. I play keys and guitar, and I sing and I compose.
So you're basically the core of this band. You started it, right?
I'm the band leader.
Yeah, the band leader. You need a band leader. I love it when there's a woman is the leader of the band, and then got the entourage, the male
Me
behind
too,
her.
Yes, I love that as well.
So how this particular core been together? I mean, the whole band, Honey Monsoon, hasn't been together more than a couple years, right? A few years.
We actually started in 2017.
Okay.
So well, actually 2016, and we released our first album in 2017.
Okay. All right. So you've been playing a little bit together, so kind of get the core. And I can't wait for everyone to experience your music because just the sound check alone was like, oh, this is going to be so good. It's kind of a little jazzy, a little soul, the fusion there, and you guys were really jamming there for a minute. And, do you do that a lot when you're playing? Just kind of go off and start jamming? Is that typical?
We love to improvise. It's like the main. It's like the main inspiration for all of us. I feel like in most of our music.
When we play like longer sets, we're playing for like 2 or 3 hours. It was like, well, we'll play that one for like 15 minutes or so, and just kind of stretch out. So definitely when we practice, we love jamming and just kind of exploring.
I think more bands are doing that now too. It's from my experience. It seems like if you don't know how to do that. Well, first of all, if you can't do that, you're not into your music isn't enough. You're not a great player. I mean, I didn't want that to sound bad, but you have to be able to play off of each other and start just going off on a tangent.
Yeah, that's how
but
you
it sounds like you practice
the new stuff. Yeah, the new songs come through jamming, and
I think it comes down to listening the most. I think if you're able to listen and respond to whoever you're playing with,
yeah, active listening is
yes. It's harder than you think.
I was just going to say, that's what makes it, when you know you're good, if you can do that, that makes a huge difference in how you play and how you sound. So when you're able to do that and you find the right people that you work with as a core, then it makes a big difference in how you sound. So, yeah. And from what I've experienced in the sound check, you got it. so we're good. And you said you play piano and guitar, but mostly you started out just doing piano, right?
I started playing piano when I was a child. I grew up in a really musical household. And then I got a guitar when I was 12. And that's when I started really songwriting. Maybe, I don't know why guitar just really spoke to me at that time. So I wrote a lot of the songs throughout like the past few years on primarily guitar, but I do play keys a lot, especially more recently. I've really started feeling more called to this instrument, and I love to compose on keys as well.
I want to talk about the composing and writing because obviously that's a big part of being in a band. You'd have to write your own music. Yeah. No one wants to be a cover band forever. Or, well, maybe, I don't know, but you get expressive and you get to be able to create and do that sort of thing. And I loved how you said that the songwriting was like you love the mysterious lyrics type of thing, something about that. Yeah. So I wanted you to explain that a little more in depth of what you meant by that.
I was talking about this earlier too, just that like music carries, like it can carry such such a message, and it all depends on how you want to portray that. but I like to hide it and let people find it for themselves. I think if you're listening enough, or if you listen to a song sometimes and the words, might at first you just hear what the words are, but then as you listen more and more, you get the deeper meaning. Gotcha. Or maybe dual meanings. And I'm a big fan of that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you, there's, two trains of thought, when someone writes a song. Some people like to, before they play it in front of an audience, explain what it's about. Mm-hmm. And then there's those that like to say nothing and let the audience decide what it's about. Mm-hmm. And you can go either way. Yeah. Do you do both, or do you like to explain a song beforehand?
Sometimes I like to explain, but most of the time I think I just like to let the music speak for itself.
I think
keep it mysterious.
I feel like even when you do explain, it's like a very abstract, vague descriptor, so that there's ambiguity.
Yeah, I mean, music means different things to everybody, And when the way I write music, what it means to me, I'll never even be able to put into words, I'll never even be able to explain that to someone. And then if I do, or if I was able to find those words, I doubt they would feel that music in the same way. It might have a completely different meaning to them.
Do you ever get to a point, everyone's got writer's block, books, novels, whatever you're doing in music. Mm-hmm. Do you ever get to a point it's like, I know what I want to say, but I can't get it out? Does that happen a lot?
Sometimes. Right now I'm taking a break from writing.
Okay.
I'm just practicing because I want to get better, and then I want to be able to write when I'm better. Not taking a break for a long time, but maybe for a few months, just kind of put it off to the side, put it in the back burner. Kind
of refresh yourself and get it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. If you did it every day, you'd probably get burned out, I would think. Because that takes a lot of energy and thought.
I never get burned out from music.
Oh, I shouldn't be putting words in there. All right. And this just blew me away when you said sometimes you think the best songs are the ones you just sit down and write from front to back. And beginning to end.
Yeah, the best songs come out in 20 minutes.
That just blows me away.
Yeah, but it's rare, right? I feel like a lot of songs, I'll have kind of a backbone, and then I'll bring it to the guys, and I'll be like, I have this idea, and it sounds maybe completely different when it starts. Yesterday I was listening to a bunch of old voice memos from my phone, which is just a catalog of my world. Really, it's just all the songs, the snippets and the rough, just me sitting in my room or at the park or whatever. And so I'll take that and whatever idea is there, and then these guys help me polish it, and they help me produce it and add those things that maybe I couldn't hear before.
Yeah. That's always nice when you have...
It's the most important part. Really.
They can add, when you're by yourself, you're solo, one mind, you can only hear so many things. But when you get the other people's input, that can change a song. And has that happened a lot where it's just completely different than what you thought from the beginning?
It's never completely different.
Okay.
It's just more refined and sounds better.
Well, let's hear this sound. I'm anxious to hear a song. So what are you going to start off with?
We're going to start off with a song called Hushed Tones, and it's the second track on the album we released in March called Opal Soul.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Got to move the mic here.
Honey Monsoon with us here on Behind the Mic at MusicTown. Oh, yeah. Our headphones on.
Gear up.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll give a little bit of an explanation for this song, even though I just said I typically don't. But, I'm feeling like I should say something about it. Yeah, it is a special occasion. And Hushed Tones is kind of about, it's about communication, right? It's about communication with people you know and people you love. And sometimes it changes. Sometimes it shape shifts. And you think the communication that you used to have is maybe different than the communication you have now. Communication's hard for everybody.
Okay.
But this song's about, finding truth and finding meaning in that.
Wow, that was great. That was great. From your second album,
Yes.
Opal Soul.
Opal Soul.
Very good. So your debut, Rose Gold, which was in November of 17, and then this latest one was this past March of 19. Do you feel there was a big difference between those two albums?
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
I could hear a difference, but I was curious how you felt about that.
Well, the first album, both albums were pretty spontaneous. In the good way, though. Rose Gold was kind of like we had this collection of songs, and it felt like it was about to be like a really transitionary time for all of us. And it was like, we need to record this now. Like, we need to have this for ourselves and for our community. And Taylor actually recorded both albums, but specifically Rose Gold was one of the first, right?
Yeah, it was one of the first albums I recorded as like an engineer. And, so it was kind of rough, but definitely did a lot of learning. And especially, did a lot of learning through the last album too, which sounds way better, hopefully. So yeah, it's a learning process. We try to do everything like DIY, or try to, like we do all the recording ourselves, and we made T-shirts. We did that ourselves, and try to book our own shows and all that type of stuff. So it's like we rather learn through the process rather than just like handing it off to somebody else.
And then when it gets to the point where you can hire people to do those things,
right,
you'll understand what they're doing and what they're going through. So you can say, no, let's try it this way, because
Exactly.
once you've done it, if you've done all those things, I think that's brilliant that you do those things yourself now. And you may still do them down the road. Just because you
I don't
like
think
to
we'll
and
ever
stuff.
stop doing it ourselves.
Yeah, you like to do that kind of
The
stuff.
more you know, the more you know.
Yeah, but definitely, and it's typical most bands. You have to do it all, down to the janitor job, if whatever that may be.
Yeah, especially nowadays, the budget gets smaller and smaller. It's like, wait.
Well, and plus there's so much more now. You've got the social media. You've got to write the songs. You've got to do all of those things. So, it takes a lot of time to be in a band.
Yeah. I think Rose Gold is really a reflection of where we were then, and Opal Soul, just as much so as a reflection of where we were in March of last year. But it brought so many amazing opportunities. I think just to see like how far we had come, not just in the songwriting, or like where my head was when I was writing those songs for Rose Gold, and where my head was when I was writing the songs for Opal Soul. It was like night and day almost. Is really interesting.
And that's kind of fun, to go back and listen to them again. It's like,
so
oh yeah,
fun. I love it.
Yeah.
I love listening to like the music we've put out. It always like sounds different than I remember it somehow.
Yes.
I
Do
know.
you critique it a lot? Is that something you'd go back
I
and do?
look at the big picture, but I know
Good.
not everyone. I'm sure everyone's different when they listen
playing
to
the
it.
songs for another year after we tracked the album, so I thought we were a year better at playing them at that point. But I mean, the album is, it's a time capsule of where they were then.
Well, it's good to have that and reference back to it. So yeah. Now, is there a third album in the works at this point?
Not yet. Not enough material for a third album, but we have some unreleased songs, one of which we're gonna play today.
Okay.
And those we're hoping to get in the studio and get underway. We're also working on something really cool, something I'm really excited to announce. We actually haven't like really announced it for real yet, I guess, to the world.
So is this a big announcement?
Kind of a big announcement.
Okay, drum roll.
No, we're working on a remix project for Opal Soul.
Okay.
One of my passions is like electronic music and fusion of electronic music, and so we're working with a few Detroit electronic artists.
Very cool.
Who are kind of remixing some of the songs we have now. So we're hopefully going to put out an Opal Soul remix kind of thing soon.
Okay.
Tammy Lackus, an awesome Detroit DJ. She's going to be remixing Ila Luna and Little Bird from the Metro Detroit area. He has also been working on some stuff. He did Fruit and Fire. So we're really excited to get it all wrapped up and put that out because it's going to be so awesome.
She's ready to.
I'm so ready.
When do you expect that to come out?
Hopefully in the spring.
Okay.
Late
not too
spring,
far.
maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's only January. It'll be
is.
here before you know it. Very good. That's a good project to do that. What made you decide to redo it that way?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think like not just I love hearing like other people's takes on the music. That's super cool to me. I've tried to like so far just give as much freedom as possible. Like people will be like, oh, what do you want it to sound like or whatever, and I want it to sound like however they hear it, you know.
Okay.
Because I think there's so many different ways you could play the music, but also just as an opportunity to collaborate. You know, we live in a area with so many incredible artists. It's like mind-boggling. So it's like the opportunities to meet some of these people that have gone out and see DJ and, you know, like dancing all night to their music, and now they get to like take this music and make it part of their own and kind of like, I don't know, it's a special relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Interesting to compare the two, you know, the first one recording and this one. Yeah. It'll be good. Yeah, it'll be interesting. So looking forward to that. So in the spring, we'll have something to look forward to. So cool. So those, of course, are songs that already have been written, and you know, they're just doing a little tweaking on them. But so do you have? You said you don't have enough material for an actually whole new album.
We have a couple songs we have been working on. Like we mentioned before, Binho, our bassist, he went back to Brazil.
Yes.
And so, but the thing is, he's also a producer, and so that's super cool because then we can just create the tracks and send them to him, and then he can send us his take on them and all that stuff. So we're getting ready to work like that. Yeah, we haven't started quite yet with the production aspects of it, but I think even like doing something like this was really helpful, at least for me, to kind of get back in the swing of like playing the songs and stuff. We've all been working a lot on our like own solo and individual things. So,
okay. Everybody, music-wise, basically?
You guys want to...
You are almost done with a solo album.
I'm working on a solo project called Anna and the Bonsai.
Okay.
It's not a prototypical
It's not an album yet. Maybe it'll be an album at some time, but I'm trying to do some performance art, some dance stuff, some...
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, and
very cool.
Tim plays bass in another band, Christiana and the Day Knights. They're recording some music with Taylor at the helm of the engineering.
You've also been doing some production stuff.
I have. I've been working on a little kind of like a remix album.
Okay.
It's like taking the sounds of like Motown in Detroit and kind of putting like hip hop flavor to it.
Oh.
It's really cool.
And
that does sound interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be called
Ignore the
Kickback.
lady next to me.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be called The Kickback. And I'm hoping I can get that out here in a couple months.
That sounds interesting. That'll be really cool. Very cool.
Taylor literally released a solo album yesterday.
Wow.
What's it called? Drum Mixtape Volume 1 is out as of yesterday. Check it out on Bandcamp. It's my first solo thing.
All drums?
All drums and percussion. It has some like synthesizer kind of stuff going on in there too.
It's really cool.
That sounds interesting too.
Just kind of like trancey music you can just kind of zone out to and drive around or whatever.
Oh. Ooh, that sounds good. And just yesterday. Okay.
Just yesterday, yeah.
Where is that available for people to?
On Bandcamp.
Okay.
Yep.
Taylor, just Taylor.
It's actually called T Greens, which is my stage name. It's my name, just shorter. So.
Okay. T Greens. All right. Well, cool. Check that out. It sounds that sounds interesting. So.
And Sam just joined.
Oh yeah. So well, two things. Yeah, doing like a meditation music project with our friend Andrea Holther Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
We just
also a Honey Monsoon friend.
Yeah, she's
wonderful
an original
keyboardist
member of
and
Honey
vocalist.
Monsoon.
Oh, okay.
And what we do is we get together and we meditate, and then we do free improvisation, atonal, ambient, and it's sort of like it accompanies if you're trying to meditate.
Yeah.
Just kind of get into a more therapeutic headspace.
Very chill.
Well,
very cool.
And
meditation music is very important. You need that sometimes.
It's therapeutic for us for sure.
Okay.
It's a very, very, very cool experience. And I also am just starting to play lead guitar in Southeast Michigan improv rock group Chirp.
Chirp. Okay.
And yeah, they're based out of Ann Arbor, and I will be playing my first show with them on this Friday.
Okay. And where can people find your stuff then?
You can go, so Instagram at Prask Music. Also, Prask Music on YouTube is where you can find our videos and audio of our free improv jams.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh. You guys keep busy.
Yes, we do.
You know, and most musicians have day jobs till they, make it huge. So, I mean, are all of you working as well?
Yeah, I have a day job.
Okay, so
I'm really passionate about. I actually work at a dispensary in Ann Arbor called Home of Medicine. And I do marketing there, but I also, it's not just like a bud tender job. It's kind of like an advocacy job, too. So it's really, I've been there for a few years. But they actually hosted Honey Monsoon to play in their lounge every month for almost like 2 years plus.
That's a nice gig.
We played the last couple Hash Bash festivals as well. So, yeah.
I did see that on your one of your sites somewhere that looked interesting that you were part of this. So.
That's cool.
Home of Medicine.
Yeah, we're an adult use and medical dispensary in Ann Arbor.
Very good. Well, very cool. Yeah, goodness, guys, keep it busy.
Yeah.
All right, we need to hear another song.
All right.
Cool.
And what are you going to play for us now?
Well, I guess, we were talking about unreleased music, so maybe we'll play the next song, In This Place. Yeah, and I won't give an intro for this one. Okay. I'll keep it just as mysterious.
All right. Honey Monsoon here on Behind the Mic.
Ready? Here we go.
Will you come with me?
Honey Monsoon here on Behind the Mic. That's an unreleased, brand new song.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Oh, it makes me feel good.
Sounded good. Listening to your voice, you said you come from a musical family. Yeah. So what about vocal lessons?
I took a couple of vocal lessons in high school by this lady named Miss Bird. I never really took a lot of vocal lessons. I would love to, though. I feel like I definitely have a need for that now, but maybe in hindsight, I didn't see how much it maybe could benefit me.
Okay.
But I've always sung. I actually sang before I spoke. Just a story I love to tell. But there are videos of me, and I didn't know words, and I would just be like, la, 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 singing along to hymns and melodies I heard around my family's house. Grew up listening to a lot of Ella, a lot of Ella, and a lot of James Brown and jazz standards. And my mom is a piano teacher. My dad is a saxophone player. So my mom would always call me over to the piano. Come on, Anna. And I'd go over, sing Satin Doll and sing Girl from Ipanema and all that stuff.
Classics,
Sunday Kind of Love. Fond memories. So, that looking back, that really forged, that is literally a need for me to sing. I sing every day. I sing all the time. I sing in my car, I sing in the shower, at work. I sing
I can always tell when you're at my house because I hear the door open and just la la la.
So you sing more than you talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very cool. I'm sure the camera can pick this up, but we want to talk about the painting. And of course, musicians, it's creative. Creatives, we like to call ourselves. And you guys do the painting and the sculpting when you're writing. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I understood when you're writing, you like to paint at the same time or come up with the words.
I love to use multiple outlets at the same time. I feel like art has always been a real staple in my creative process, not just giving me maybe a break from the musical side and able to visualize things more. Sometimes I'm painting and the words will literally pop out of the canvas. I can see what I'm supposed to say or what I'm supposed to create, or I hear a sound, so it's that interconnected. We had a visual artist, he's actually in town now. He's been living in France, Leo Willer, and he's an amazing painter and artist of all mediums. He actually painted the drum head that you can't see because the camera angle, but whatever. He unfortunately couldn't make it today. But yeah, I think having he live painted at basically every show up until very recently. And I think that was a huge thing for us because Taylor's also a visual artist and he makes, more graphic
stuff and graphic arts.
Okay.
We all draw and create in our own ways outside of music. And so I think just having that representation with us on stage was really powerful for our performance because it's just a instant reflection of what we're doing, what we're creating, and then Leo creating over there and it bouncing back.
So he's listening to what you're playing, and then he's just
on stage
painting or drawing while you're doing. I'm sure he's heard the song before he's up on stage with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of probably has an idea.
He's always hanging out. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. The roadie kind of guy. He's always there.
He has credits on Opal Soul. He's playing the paint brushes, and if you listen to some songs, you can hear the scratching of
Thank you for
pencil onto page and crayons on page.
Yeah.
I saw that as a paintbrush. Looking at everything, the artist, your name, and then what you instrument, and saw paintbrushes. I had no clue. Thank you. I was wondering what that meant. So that's really cool. So he always how many songs does he come up with before he comes up with a finished project while you're on stage?
It's not about it was never about a finished project. We try to be in the moment. I don't think he ever had in mind he had to finish it for this performance.
Okay.
Which I think I guess would be a performance tactic or something. But we've never really been about that. It's about expressing ourselves in the moment. So
he's off on the side. You guys are performing. And he's got paintbrushes in hand.
He's on stage with us, yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And you guys feed off each other. He feeds off the music, obviously.
Yeah.
So
the energy's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the love is strong.
If all of a sudden he just, throws on some bright orange or red or something, you get a little wilder or something.
Yeah.
It totally changed what's going on sonically for
that
sure.
That is really cool. So you guys, when you perform, you're an experience.
Yeah.
Basically.
Sure.
You've got this other element that I don't think I've ever seen that on stage before.
Yeah.
I don't recall. So that's very unique in itself.
Yeah, I'd seen it from time to time, but Honey Monsoon was the first band that I saw where they had it at all shows, regardless of the occasion. It was just always a part of it.
Very cool. That is. So I'm anxious to see you guys live.
Yeah.
I have not seen a full live show, so I mean, I saw clips on YouTube and things.
Well, we'll let you know when we have one.
Yes, yes. I'm anxious to find out. Which, by the way, glad you mentioned that. You have your website is being revamped right now,
Yeah,
but so if people want to find out where you're going to be playing. Best places.
Well, we're actually not going to be performing for the time being. Maybe sometime next year, later this year.
Okay.
But we will be in the studio. We'll be around, and you can definitely see like our solo projects, solo performances. I'm going to be doing a Decipher show on January 23rd at the Detroit Distillery. So that's going to be cool. Shout out to Decipher for booking that. And then obviously if you follow all of us, we're all linked. If you go to Honey Monsoon's Instagram or Facebook and give us a follow, you can keep tabs on all of us. Yeah.
Well, people want to know. It's like, okay, I need to find out where they're playing or get their music. And of course your solo things. So.
Yeah. You can find our music on Bandcamp, iTunes, Spotify, all over.
Okay. Very cool. I'm going to jump to the Pam exam here.
Oh.
Hope we pass.
And you guys are welcome to answer. Love to hear.
Right. I didn't study though.
If you don't, I'm sorry. What?
I didn't study for the exam.
You will fail. No. Just kidding. They're very simple questions. And if you don't feel like answering, don't feel like you need to come up with something. So it's very random. All right. Your favorite non-music pastime?
Who's going first?
I like hiking and exploring green space.
I expected that from the meditator.
I like making art. It's cool. It's kind of sitting down. It's like painting,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Okay.
I like doing photography and videography.
Yeah, Tim's really, really talented in that field as well. Multi-talented.
Actually, one of the first Honey Monsoon shows ever is where we met Tim, and he took a video of us. It's pretty cool. Back in the day, it might still be on YouTube, but don't look it up. It might be embarrassing.
So it's a video of you performing live?
Yeah, and him trying to make up. My favorite pastime probably is drawing right now. I've been sketching a lot. My friend got me a really nice set of graphite pencils and charcoal pencils, and I've been sketching.
Okay.
I've been sketching a lot.
Do you stick with like portraits or
I've been
still
sketching.
lifes?
I've been trying to get better at drawing people.
Okay.
So I'm filling up books with faces.
Very cool. Very cool. You mentioned video. You guys don't have a video of a song yet, do you? Or is that something you want to do in the future?
Yeah, we have a live video out of Sign of Life.
That doesn't count.
A live video doesn't count?
Music video?
It sort of counts because
I'm
the
just
live
kidding.
version is the studio version
Yes.
as it appears on the album.
So it's pretty cool. It's like a
just kidding.
full band. It's really nice. We tried making a music video once for Cloud, and it was cool, but it was also kind of weird. Like if you don't know like how to make a music video, then like obviously you'd like go and look at other music videos. But if
Right.
you try to recreate that, sometimes it doesn't always come out the same way as like you'd expect. And we're all pretty just like normal people, so it just looked kind of weird. And we just decided, we paid the guy. We were like, "This is awesome, thank you." And we just couldn't put it out. And yeah, so that's the truth about the Cloud music video. It's been told.
Well, you have Tim now, so maybe.
True.
So what do you say, Tim?
I was actually shooting that one video, the
you
Sound
were
of
one,
Life.
Yeah, you were
with
one
a
of the
couple
videographers
other guys too.
on Sound of Life.
It's a pretty sweet place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always think it's kind of cool when a band has at least one video of their song, and not just performing it, but
We're gonna get on it right away.
Kind of. I don't mean to be done. No, it's just it's fun to see because a video, you hear the music and you hear the lyrics of the song, but sometimes you don't realize what the band is thinking, and when you see it acted out in a video, it's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it's always fun to.
It is fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you have to. I didn't mean
We
that.
should really.
Like I said, you got Tim now. So you mentioned this earlier. You sing everywhere and everything. And car, shower, and everything. And my next question is, what is your go-to song to sing in the shower?
Oh, so in the shower, actually, I really like to throat sing, which is kind of like
Throw things?
Throat sing?
Oh, throat thing. Okay, I'm like, what are you throwing?
Throat sing. Yeah. Oh God, no, I'm
throat
not
things.
throwing the bar of
apologize.
soap in the shower, but I'm throat singing in the shower. So it's just like long tones.
Okay.
Very vibrational with the steam and everything. It's really like opens
Oh.
up my vocal cords. Like pretty cool.
For sure.
What do you guys sing in the shower?
Right now it's Stevie Wonder's "Do I Do." I'm really obsessed with that song right now. I don't know why.
Well, outside of hot cross buns, I really like singing like soul songs. It doesn't have to be anything specific. But Lee Fields or something. Lee Fields.
That's a good
But
one.
definitely hot cross buns. That's the one.
That was not what I expected. Okay.
It's classic.
I don't really know. I think it just depends on what I'm into. But right now, if I'm singing around, I just notice a lot of Frank Ocean. Self-Control, I think, is the one that I find myself singing like around the house right now. Yeah, I just like him.
I'm not familiar with his music, so.
He is a beautiful musician. Very, very, very emotional sounds.
I'm getting that from you. Like that's an that deep thinking and relaxed kind of thing. So very cool. Your favorite Detroit watering hole?
I love Trixie's in Hamtramck, specifically for their Fire Music Mondays, which they have a not random, but a rotating group of improvisers, and they're all incredibly talented, and they just do free improv in this
Fun.
little bar in Hamtramck, and
Very
it's
cool.
always amazing and inspiring.
Love
music.
improv. You just never know what you're gonna get. Yeah.
My favorite's probably Motor City Wine. Yeah, I love Motor City Wine. The music there is always so good, and the wine always gets me dancing. It'll catch me there. The wee hours. Whoops. Yeah.
Are you
I agree on that
you like a red wine, a white wine?
I like red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine. Not too sweet. Not too sweet.
Yeah.
I think since we're so close to Cliff Bell's, I gotta say Cliff Bell's is just classic. And
Yeah.
I love Cliff
Great
Bell's.
music there.
It's always a good time there.
Well, that's been around forever. Jazz band, right? Jazz bar. That's like walk right around the corner from
Right,
here. So
yeah.
yeah.
Parked right in front of there.
Anybody else or that?
Motor City Wine definitely for me too.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, Wednesday
You'll
nights.
catch me and Tim there.
Okay.
Every Wednesday.
Awesome. All right, let's see. I'm going to skip through some of these. All right. Lions, Tigers, Pistons, or Red Wings?
Tigers all the way.
Red Wings.
Red Wings.
No, I was
like,
saying this before. It's just I know I should say something because we're like here,
No,
Hacktown Cafe and everything. But I just have never liked sports.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah.
All right, well then what is your guilty pleasure?
I'm looking over you guys. You guys got to answer first.
Anybody?
Bird scooters. So much fun.
Okay.
Classic. Right now for me it's carrot cake.
Ooh.
I'll just
Sour Patch Kids watermelon. It's bad to eat candy, but I'm eating a lot of that lately. Like too much.
Cheese. Mine's just cheese.
Cheese. Everybody has something. We talked about writing songs and everything, but do you have a system for writing a song?
No.
No? Just write it when it comes to
Yeah.
you?
I just write it when it comes.
Lyrics first, music first, doesn't matter?
It depends. Sometimes they come together. Sometimes it's one then the other. Sometimes there's one and then a month later it's the other. It all really depends, but yeah, they're each different.
Okay. If you could be on the cover of a magazine, which one?
Ooh. I would want to be a portrait on Artists Magazine.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Wow. Anybody else want to answer that one or no? I know it's an odd question.
Guitar player?
Guitar Magazine. Guitar Magazine. That was All right. What's the first record you ever bought and the first concert you ever attended?
Ooh. The first concert I ever attended. Well, it's probably like some rock concert back in high school or something. The first album I ever bought, I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not that old, so.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to throw out a concert they went to?
I don't know the first album I bought, but I remember my first album I had was my sister got it for me. It was AC/DC, Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap, and I just love that album so much. And then I got it on vinyl later, and then my first concert was Motley Crue back in the day.
The rocker over here.
And then my life was changed ever since then.
Did that kind of inspire you to do the drums?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I was just like looking at Tommy Lee, just like what? People can do that for a living? So I was like, that's
yeah. And didn't you get your first drum set from Santa?
Yes,
9
it
years
is.
old?
It's true. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it was right around that time.
That's cool. Is there a quote you live your life by or think of often?
You guys? Anything?
There is this quote. It's dream as if you'll live forever, but live as if you die tomorrow. I definitely live by that one.
I like that one. I've seen that one on a T-shirt, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good one. Good one to live by.
That's amazing.
Anybody else have one? Yeah.
There was not something I lived by, but there was something that I saw that was inspiring, but I can't remember it. So I had it on my phone.
Oh, I was wondering why you had your phone. Okay. And?
Who knows if I even have it.
Oh, he's still looking.
I might have saved it to my computer.
We'll come back to that if you find it. All right, then your most memorable music moment, Anna.
Oh, my goodness. There have been so many. I saw Erykah Badu at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater this past summer, and I'm pretty sure I just cried the whole show. I also seen Herbie there, and that was really powerful for me. I feel like a lot of performances we have are really life-changing, specifically our Opal Soul release show at The Loving Touch and our Divine Pine show. It was a really beautiful festival. But I feel like a lot of times when I see other performers play, it really moves me. Like people I really look up to, Chick Corea, yeah. Those really ring a bell for me.
When you go to these things, you get really inspired and just moves you. I mean, do you just go home and you just got to write and compose or draw or something?
I got to practice. I got to get better. How am I ever going to play like that? Yeah.
Well, that's good. Inspiration really good. to do better.
But also just like seeing where they are now. And it's always so incredible, like when you listen to someone's studio albums for so long, just to see them live and like get to experience them kind of on that level. Taylor took me to see Esperanza Spalding in Chicago for the 12 Little Spells tour last December. And it was so like theatrical that has never left my mind. And I think that is part of the reason that on In the Bonsai, I feel so like focused on like performance art. Just like little, shows like that, like concerts, those experiences can really be profound for a person. So
yeah, that can, put you in a different direction. You see somebody and what they do and, how they perform and everything. And you
just
probably
their
always
energy while they're there.
Oh,
too.
yeah. And you learn from it, I'm sure. Yeah. Take little pieces
Soak it
of
all
everything.
in.
Oh, yeah. I can do that. Or, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, as they say, music, we all borrow from each other. I keep saying we like I'm a musician. Oh, my goodness. You borrow from everybody. I mean, it's, it started somewhere, but then everybody borrowed from everybody else, and it just grew. And, you use your own things, but using what you learned from somebody else or saw from them, so that's how it keeps going.
Yeah, if you're a musician, listening to music is literally research in your field. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're watching a concert or something, you really,
Yeah, I mean,
picking it apart, or
there's a balance between wanting to like be in the moment and experiencing it and enjoying it just for what it is, but also there's an analysis that's kind of going on side by side with
Makes
that,
sense.
trying to understand what they're doing and how they're doing it and how I can apply it to my music.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was a guitar player, and I know it. We went to a concert, and it was like all he did was focus on the guitar. It's like, enjoy the show, but he was so focused on how his technique and everything. I said, I guess that makes a lot of sense. You really can pick up some things, and watching that, as opposed to other people are just enjoying the whole concept of it, or people watching.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Best advice ever given to you?
To just be true to myself and to my music. Specifically, I was pretty young, but someone close to me just told me, like, sing like yourself. Don't sing like somebody else. I don't remember what I was trying to sound like or whatever at the time, but it was like, that really hit me, because it was like, yeah, like there's no greater expression that I could ever create than the thing that I can only I can create.
Right.
Yeah, my words got all mixed up. You know what I mean?
Yes. Good.
Like some of the best advice is like just keep going, like keep practicing your instrument, keep exploring, keep doing keep going, and it'll develop in time.
Yeah.
The first person that I ever took guitar lessons from, I would come in, maybe I wouldn't be prepared. I'd play the thing that he'd give me poorly, and he would say, keep practicing. And I'd practice a lot, and I would be really, really confident that it was good, and I'd play it in my eyes very good, and he would say, keep practicing. So that exact thing has stuck with me. Keep practicing.
As they say, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice.
Exactly.
All right, how about another song, guys?
All right.
Awesome.
All
So
right, you can play it for us this time.
this song is called Cloud, and yeah, it's a favorite of ours.
Okay, and is this one of the first two albums?
It's on Opal Soul,
Okay.
and yeah.
We released it as a single
We did.
before the release of the full album.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
I do the best that I can. I know I'm a delicate friend, but I
Very nice.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming in.
Been a
Timothy,
blast.
Taylor, Sam, and of course Anna. Honey Monsoon. Appreciate you guys coming in and playing and being on the
thanks
Behind
for
the Mic
having
today.
us, Pam.
Absolutely. And you can find them, their website or the Facebook and Bandcamp and all of those to
Instagram,
find
yep.
out their music and get more info. And we'll look forward to that new remix. So,
Yes.
good stuff. And again, thanks to all of you out there watching today. We do appreciate you tuning in each and every week for our Behind the Mic here in our beautiful MusicTown studios. I'm Pam Rossi. Have a great week.